Good evening, everyone. It is the 8th of September. This is the 23rd episode of the BloomX Crypto Cast. My name is Luis. We're back, guys. And it was a pretty crazy week. And we have a pretty interesting show in store for you all. We hope that you share the live stream with your friends. Please bring your friends on. If you're in other crypto groups on Facebook, please let them know that we're broadcasting live. Don't forget that we will be giving away 20 USDT, 20 Tether each for 2 lucky winners today. So please, when you join the chat, please make sure you say hi. Please make sure you comment. And if you've got questions for the group, we've got some pretty cool panelists and guests today. I'm not sure if I've actually introduced myself. So my name is Luis. I'm one of the founders of Bloom. We've been doing this for a really long time now, guys, from the start of the lockdown all the way to now, and we're kind of unfortunately still in lockdown. So let me introduce the rest of the guests. With me today, the CTO of Bloom Solutions, Ramon Tayag, the COO of Bloom Solutions, Justin David, coming to us live from Cyprus, still unable to return to his homeland of the Philippines, Mark Vernon. Of course, our Fibonacci lover extraordinaire, Coach Eman. And with us for the first time guest, Tracy Li of BlockDevs Asia. I was instructed to remind everyone that Tracy is a very skilled programmer, and she and I should say pole dancer also. So lots of interesting things going on here. I don't think we have enough domain knowledge about pole dancing here in the group to ask you anything that is decent or reasonable about pole dancing, but we can probably ask you a bunch of things about BlockDevs. So if you are new to the show, we do just a quick round of just like catch up with everyone on the panel just to see how everyone's doing, and then we'll do some news. This week there's a lot of news. I think you can probably guess what the news is going to be mostly about. So let's start with Tracy because she was just a first timer. Tracy, tell us how lockdown has been for you. You've I haven't seen you since I want to say January this year, something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, when we did the interview, yes.
Yeah. Tell us what's been going on. Have you just been stuck at home?
Yes, basically, it's for me it wasn't that much of a change because I've been working from home ever since for the past several years, and it's the same. It's just that we cannot do events. With BlockDevs, we do meetups. So right now we cannot do it. So right now we're trying to be active again. So yes, it's basically the same.
Have you been keeping up with what's going on with DeFi and things like that?
A little, yes. But yes, a little, yes.
Okay, sige. So we're gonna talk about it a little bit, actually a lot. We're gonna be talking about it a lot this episode. But later on, I want you to tell us what BlockDevs Asia is up to and what you guys have in store. So we'll do that a little bit towards the end of the show when we're doing our viewer raffle also. Mark Vernon, you're still stuck in Cyprus. Anything new on your end?
I'm not stuck in Cyprus. I chose to come here, and I'm doing a lot of business here.
Okay. Good for you.
So yeah, I'm taking this opportunity, but nothing new. Just researching a lot of especially on the creating non-custodial wallets and trying to figure out ways to increase usage of it. I got into the DeFi a little bit.
Nice. Okay.
And I've been asked a few by a few guys because I do smart contract development, if we can create copies of Yearn or to create something for them. I don't know if that's a get rich quick scheme or what. So
all right.
I'm not tempted to get into it though, because it's a bit like the ICO craze or the old craze all over again. So unless you have a really good, strong reason for doing it, I don't want to do it again.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Coach Eman, kamusta? How have things been going with you? I know that you said that you don't have a lot of time this evening. It sounds like you're busy again.
Yeah. So, wala masyadong trade since price is retracing, pero process behind those trading, syempre, in preparation of just in case magkaroon ng behavior in market condition. So, yun yung pinagkakabisihan natin. And also, we have a couple of students na nuturuan. So, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. All right. So is that what you're going to be doing tonight? You're going to be teaching?
Yes.
Okay. Great. That's cool. So if you guys aren't familiar with the way the BloomCast is usually structured, like Coach Eman does a technical analysis of the kind of what happened in the past week. I think there was enough stuff that happened last week, and a lot of it was kind of price related. So I think we can spend a lot of time talking about this now. But I am conscious of Coach Eman's time also, so we want to make sure that we can get through his segment before we let him go. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on other news, but I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of this one very important bit of news that I just noticed it earlier today while I was preparing for the show. The news is this: Pornhub is now accepting Bitcoin. The top adult website is now expanding its cryptocurrency payment options. If you guys remember when we first started talking about Pornhub a few episodes ago, they were only accepting Verge XVG. And now they have expanded that to Bitcoin, Litecoin, Tron, and something called Puma Pay. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. I don't even know if that's crypto. But so they're using a third-party payment gateway called ProBiller. I also don't know who these guys are. But supposedly
Puma Pay is a crypto wallet. It's just a crypto wallet.
Oh, okay. It's just a wallet. So it's not a crypto at all. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm not sure why it's identified that way then. But okay.
Probably because they got more than buying and selling Bitcoin, so it's just another way of paying. I'm surprised it took them this long. Bitcoin's been around for 10 years, and porn's been around even longer. So just
I would think so. Yeah.
This makes perfect sense for a porn site. Even if you're the kind of consumer that doesn't want to spend your Bitcoin, it makes perfect sense to
you don't want to use Bitcoin. Your credit cards because you think they're going to be tracked and they got your details.
Right.
It's anonymous, so it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
I see one problem for a friend told me that you can't access Pornhub anymore in the Philippines. Is that right?
That's rubbish.
Attorney Raph said that. Didn't Attorney Raph say that in the?
There's a bunch of like blacklisted IP sites, right?
Yeah. So I wouldn't know anything about this stuff, but supposedly you can't go to Pornhub if you're.
No. Look, when I was there a month ago, when I was there in July, August, I left on August 1st. So before that, I did check purely for research reasons. So.
Of course.
And
what did you find?
I've got a 100 megabit connection in my home, which is
that's a lot of porn. Okay.
Yep. That was on Globe, and that was completely unblocked. There's no blockage or anything. So I'm not sure why they say, because I know that they're blocking somewhere, but not. Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, regardless of whether one can view Pornhub without a VPN, I think VPN should be used. So go ahead, sign up for Mulvad. Have you tried that? MULLVAD. You can create an account. You don't even have to put your email, and you can pay with Bitcoin, and you don't have to give any information, right? So even if they log, I guess the most they'll know is your IP address. No, you don't have to put an email. No email.
You don't. Oh, okay.
No.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. And if you pay with Bitcoin, you don't share your credit card information with them either.
No.
Right?
What's the URL again? I'm just going to share it on the chat.
MULLVAD.net.
Mulvad.
Mulvad.
That's interesting.
That's just
Okay, so in the chat,
thing of letters.
a couple of helpful people are saying that Pornhub is indeed blocked on PLDT and Smart,
but not Globe. Oh, that's
I gotta
very
tell my
forward
friend to
thinking
get
of
on Globe.
That's yeah, I guess that makes them okay. You know, that's not the only thing that's about to get blocked. I mean, supposedly even Netflix shows are going to get started. There's going to be some censorship from the MTRCB on certain Netflix content. So we can look forward to a lot more government oversight on our content appreciation.
You gotta be kidding me? Are you serious?
Well, they're
Wow.
trying.
So
they're trying. Yeah.
So if
Oh, yeah, I
if
saw
but if
that
you're
too.
on a VPN, okay, sorry, I'm like we're not talking about crypto anymore, right? But if you're in a VPN, will it still be blocked even if your account's a Philippine account? Would you know that?
I don't know. Because
Probably
the
not.
thing is,
All right.
I mean, I'm always on a VPN, and my Netflix account is actually I signed up in the States. But when I watch
I see.
Netflix here in the Philippines, I still get the Philippine content. I don't get the US
Oh.
content library. The content library in the US is massive, but like what
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
if you're here in the Philippines is so small. So
Okay.
yeah, so I don't think it matters. I think they were able to detect even if you're using
Wow.
VPN.
I don't think it'll go as far as Thailand. They have a whole section with hundreds of people and thousands of websites that are blocked. Every day they monitor that. So I don't think the Philippines will go that far.
Yeah. We'll see, right? I mean, it also like who is going to review all of this content and actually
Who's the
slap
moral?
like
Who's the
rated
moral? But it's
R
also
on-
it's also about the VAT. Remember, they're supposed to be paying VAT, so they can block companies from doing that if they
Right. Yeah. So anyway, so we'll see. We have that to look forward to. But in the meantime, guys, Pornhub, Bitcoin. Good for the market.
Good for Bitcoin.
I guess so. Okay. All right. So that's it. That was my only kind of fun bit of news. The rest of this episode is kind of sad. Okay. Coach Eman, what the hell happened last week? So
Hey,
what happened?
this
You
screenshot.
called a short, Eman, man. Remember you said don't short. It would have been the perfect short, man.
This would have been a pretty funny short.
But anyway.
So let's just review what happened first. So when we ended the show last week, the price of Bitcoin was $11,800, and as of right now, I think we are just over 10,000. So we lost a lot, quite a lot.
Yep.
And we took the screenshot on. I think you shared the screenshot with me on Thursday, Justin. Like, was that the day when everything dropped? Because like we were laughing at the fact that the only thing that was green was Tron.
Tron. Yeah.
And everything was almost everything was double digit red. Coach, tell us what happened. Like,
I'll share now on the screen.
Sige, I'll stop and then I'll add yours. Here you go. Okay.
So last time we mentioned there's a possibility that we might go to 13
possibility
for 13 to 14 and nakalimutan ko sabihin na yung bearish side. So sobrang pagmamadali. And nag-follow up ako sa page na I forgot to mention the downside. So supposedly dapat dalawa siya lagi for for good perspective in the market.
International viewers here.
So he feels bad that he forgot to warn you that you could lose some money on
that it could go down.
It
could go down, yeah.
Like, there was a chance that the price could go down.
No, I share the Bloomberg view that Bitcoin will be anywhere from 0 to 500,000. They're covering their bases there, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I actually see a strong support at $1. So
nice. Okay.
If you are looking to buy
Thank
again.
God.
Thank
God for that. Thank God for that. Okay.
Solid.
So we have
$1.
Okay.
Over here.
Jeez, like Bloom could probably provide that support for $1. I think we could probably handle that.
Yeah.
Sige, Coach, tell us what's happening.
So setting the joke aside, what I've noticed dito sa recent movement ni BTC, the price action is getting bigger and bigger. So it's starting to have an expansion. So during 2014 and 2016 kasi yung price range niya is around 1-2 area up to 200-ish. So
Okay.
with that, after we broke, so ito yung moment na nagkaroon tayo ng Mount Gox issues, right? So
Okay. Oh, this
a
is
lot of people are
2014. Okay, yeah.
speculating. Yes, a lot of people are
Mhm.
speculating na BTC is a bubble and then talagang total crash na siya. Pero what happened is there are potential buyers or strong buyers that support this area. And then apparently we had moving forward, and we broke this resistance level. Pero I don't want to give an emphasis dito sa area na to kasi masyado pa yung malayo. So baka mangyari yung analysis natin na without any precaution, talagang perma-bull. So that
Terrible.
so hindi yun pwede mangyari sa crypto, okay? Or
Okay.
actually any financial markets. So
Okay.
going back to our history, so minsan kasi yung information ng markets is already imprinted on its past. So all you need to do is to look for it. And there are particular patterns that might reoccur. So that's what we call fractals. So it's a pattern within a pattern. So if we are going to compare these two patterns that occur during November to May, so we will see a high. So ito yung high natin, and then what happened here is ito. So the problem with fractals is they're not really perfect, pero you will see the similarities on how they behave on support and resistance levels. So kung aalisin ko tong chart B natin, so this is going to be our chart B, and then this is our chart A. Parang nandito rin yung sinabi natin na we might reach 13 or 14. So, di natin nasabi yung bullish side, no? And then, what I've noticed here is that there's a possibility that we might hit this level if magkaroon siya ng continuation kasi overextended na rin yung price. So, with that, the next question is, magka-crush ba yung BTC? No? Is it already on a bearish market? The answer is no. Pero ang medyo nakakatakot na scenario dito is that this price is already moving on a range. So meaning, expect more volatility on the upside and on the downside. Kasi if the price starts to move on a range, and then hindi niya na nire-respect yung mga Fibonacci levels, kasi again, the price is already on a range, it has a tendency to reach a particular or significant support like 4,000 level. But again, not a financial advice.
Wow. 4,000.
God.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yun
like March.
Yun yung sa
That's
yun yung
March.
sa
Yeah.
Yun yung pinaka macro perspective natin.
Okay.
Pero if we are going to hit a support during intraday on a daily time frame, sabihin natin within this week, if hindi niya na-sustain yung level na to, we can expect another support at 8,000-ish. So, for me, hindi pa ako gumagawa ng any action kasi I'm still waiting for retracement. So, I've already experienced a lot of stop out sa ganitong pattern. It may seem like it's a continuation pattern on the downside, pero let's not forget those who he didn't make it na makasakay dito. So, there are looking, or especially yung mga tao na people who don't know how to trade, syempre ang isipin lang nila, there's only one thing in their mind, pag bumabagsak yung Bitcoin, it's time to buy. So, doon nagiging magulo yung bearish side or yung etong part na to. That's why ako personally I wouldn't touch anything. So, siguro if nandito na yung price, doon ako magde-decide. Or I already saw a lower high or a retest in this area. Doon ako magde-decide if I'm going to trade BTC na. Pero as of the meantime, puro altcoin lang muna.
Okay.
Yes.
We have a couple of questions in the chat, and I wasn't sure how to respond. So Aldrin Rabino is saying CME gap is on the downside. JR is saying when, and then someone else is saying what is the CME gap? So what's can you explain this?
Yeah, so CME, maraming tao or trader na nagtitrade sa crypto that always look for CME gap fill. Kasi if there's a gap, sabihin natin, say, price opens at 7-ish and then closes at 8.5. So, if sa US kasi, syempre they have trading hours. They trade it on futures. And of course, they are also using their broker, yung service provider nila. So, some of them hindi gumagamit ng platform na ginagamit natin. So, that's why they only trade during working hours. And during 9:30, yun kasi yung starting open ng US market. If may tinatawag kasing pre-market so they can also have an option para mag-trade sa pre-market. And if there's a strong buyers,
you haven't said what CME stands for, Chicago Mercantile Exchange.
Yes, Chicago Mercantile Exchange.
Just so everyone knows,
Yeah. Thanks, Mark. So, so it's also an exchange. So, if there are eager buyers who want to push the price higher, instead of opening around this level, hindi siya dyan mag-open. Mag-jump agad yung price dito. So, this is for the bullish side.
Yes.
So, for the bearish side naman, same concept. Opens here and closes here. So, gawin ko siyang color red. And then, let's say, karoon siya ng gap. So, the tendency is usually, if it hits a significant support, possibility is ma-fill niya ulit yung gap
correct me if I'm wrong. Is the CME trading? It's not trading actual Bitcoin. They're just trading futures of it. So they're gambling on the price. They're not actually trading in real Bitcoin, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's the point. That's why I don't consider the CME gap fill. Kasi Mark is correct. So I don't even use the CME gap fill factor sa trading ko. But some other traders do. It works for them. Pero for me, just like what Mark Vernon was saying, they're not connected. They're not really trading the currency itself.
Do you think it affects, as this will come more and more, as the traditional market is trying to take advantage of anything that goes up and down? Do you think that will affect the Bitcoin price in the future, or does it affect it even now?
Somehow it will affect. So as of now, when it comes to market behavior, we can notice that nowadays the volatility is very dry during weekends. So there's
So is the Bitcoin market affected by the CME, or is the CME affected by the Bitcoin market?
Either. If that's the only another thing that I also want to figure out if it is really a factor.
Let me know. Let me know.
Yeah. We'll do. By the way, I already talked to a person who has this. Anderson Tan introduced me to him. So he has this analytics that you can saw the movement of the markets, and then there are particular data that you can also use as an advantage in the market. So just like what you said, how many institutions are trading? Yeah, how many institutions are trading using Binance, or are they using other service providers? So
because the idea would be that you can get some correlation somewhere fast enough to be able to make a decision to buy or sell if you're trading it.
Correct.
Let's answer some questions in the chat. Jax Branalek, one of the friends of the company, is asking, does everyone share the opinion not to buy? I'm not sure if that's exactly what Coach Eman was saying. Are you, Coach, you yourself personally, you're saying that you would rather not buy Bitcoin right now?
Yes.
Okay. I want to buy right now. I
know, Mark. I've been trying to sell you Bitcoin, but it's hard, man.
Yeah. Yun yung explanation ko earlier. Like for example, Mark, hindi naman siya nagte-technical analysis, but he saw the price is going down. So it's now back at 10,000. So person like Mark, syempre there's a potential interest, and multiply that to number of people who has the same thought with Mark. Diba, na doesn't know technical analysis pero he saw, 9,000.
Actually, you could say that I completely ignore technical analysis.
Yes.
That would be an accurate description.
Right.
So it's all about market behavior. So hindi lang technical
Gut
analysis.
feeling, market behavior, all of that.
Yeah.
I can just from Bloom's own experience, this week has been everyone just wanting to buy, no one wanting to sell. And I guess that kind of makes sense, diba? Like if you came in at $11,000 or $12,000, there's no way that you're gonna let go of your Bitcoin position if you can help it. So so what we're seeing is a lot of first timers actually who are buying into not just Bitcoin, actually, the Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything that went down, which is basically everything. So like that's a pretty big like.
I just want to ask a question, because since you've got users on the chat and on the panel, here in Europe, Revolut allows you to buy and sell crypto, but just the exposure to it. It doesn't actually let you own it, only a representation of it. So they actually buy and sell it on their own account. So the users don't actually bring in any Bitcoin or take it out. Do users care if they're trading on it? Do they care whether they actually own it or not? Or are they prepared for someone like Revolut or a wallet to actually say, yeah, we're just gambling on the price, and we have it, we can spend it, but we can't actually take it out or we can't put it in. I'm just curious what people actually want.
Yeah, that's exactly the same as what the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust does, right? So people are buying representations of Bitcoin, and they're taking advantage, especially those who are conscious of their tax exposures, and they want to do it the right way, that they want to do it through a regulated exchange where they can take advantage of retirement saving funds and stuff like that. There are a lot of people who are doing it like that. They're buying
for beginners, they don't have to think about the security aspect, and all of that headache. They just want to buy low, sell high, whatever. So it's
actually, I think the answer will depends on which country, because for example, let's say with Philippines, most of the people who are engaged into crypto, they are for, like what you've mentioned earlier, gambling. They just want to have a quick real profit. But if you're going to compare to other countries, they are more looking to hedge their funds. So they're
actually in Europe, there's a lot of people that want to go through custodial version like Revolut. It's not for the big end. People that want to use digital gold, that's one side. But people who just want to gamble on small amounts, like a part of their salary every month or something like that, that's a bigger market. But then you end up with these custodial companies like Revolut or myself that hold the Bitcoin on behalf of all those users, like Grayscale, and they're buying up a huge amount of crypto.
Right, for sure.
Interesting. Okay.
In the chat, Jack Pran is saying there is a similarity to the downfall. I wouldn't say downfall.
Definitely.
It's just gone down. It's not a downfall. There's a similarity with Bitcoin in March and September. He's referring to a particular meme that was shared on Reddit a few days ago, and it was comparing the price drop in March to what's happening right now in September. And the shapes are very similar. That's what he's talking about, actually. So I don't know, Coach, if you have an opinion about this. I mean, are we going to look at exactly the same, or is it just a coincidence?
Yes. Actually, there's a possibility na mangyari yun. Pero I want to see the larger perspective, kasi any time frame or any month, pwede siya magkaroon ng ganitong structure. So, ito kasi yung problem natin with only remembering what is currently happening, pero we forgot to sometimes to compare ano ba talaga yung that happened in the past, yung specific actions ng price versus on what's happening now.
So John in the chat is just said, this is my favorite expression for trading, like don't try to catch a falling knife. And that is good advice, both in real life and when you're trading cryptocurrencies. So
you never know.
You
never know the bottom. You never know the bottom of Bitcoin.
Exactly. I don't think if people are going to try and buy it right at the bottom, that's almost impossible. You'll spend forever waiting. I don't mind catching falling knives if they're small falling knives, i.e. your bets are small.
I guess you could wear protective gloves or something.
Or you
keep
got
your hands safe.
Big hand.
I'm one of those also that I basically I don't do any TA. I don't know any TA. But I just think about it like what
Dude,
the
you've got
potential
23
is.
episodes worth of TA knowledge now.
I know Fibonacci now, but I still don't know how to
okay.
apply it myself. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But I look at the potential. Like, do we think that Bitcoin has a potential and a good chance of reaching what, 1 trillion, 2 trillion? Will we care if we bought at $12,000 or $15,000?
Well, that's the difference if you want to do for the long term or short term.
Yeah. Right,
Most
right,
people want to
right,
do short term,
right.
buy and sell, make some money.
Yeah.
Well, I think it
yeah.
still depends din sa sa perspective if he's an investor or the trader is just for the quick money. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
That really
favor
matters.
I favor the Bloomberg route. The Bloomberg view. It's
You
it's all
can't be
about that.
wrong.
We're still
I can't be
inside the
wrong.
Bloomberg view.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So BloomX does not currently sell protective gloves of any kind, but if you are the kind of person who are in a habit of catching falling knives or any other falling sharp objects, we will look into it. We will try to issue a governance token and see what kind of yields we can farm with this new business vertical.
We do sell protective gloves. It's a damn knife. It keeps getting sharper and sharper sometimes. That's the
The
problem.
gloves aren't good enough. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay. Yeah, so thanks for the questions, guys. Keep them coming. Coach, let me know lang ha if you need to bounce now. But in the meantime, I'll just keep going. Let's see. What was our next?
Tracy,
so just
I was going to ask Tracy. If she buys
yes.
any Bitcoin these days. You buy Bitcoin? Anything? You buy anything? No. Tracy? No.
No, today no. I bought last March.
Oh, that was a good time. Hopefully
good.
before right around when it was like at the lowest. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And do you observe the technical the TA as they call it, technical analysis, or the charts, or do you just go by?
No, it's too much for me. I just buy because it's low.
Okay.
Right. But 10,000 might be low right now.
But I did own right now.
You did what?
Is 10,000 low by most definitions? It's an 18% discount from last week. So it's
cheap. It's going cheap.
It's cheap-ish. It's cheap-ish. Yeah, but like it's certainly not as cheap as $3,800 back in March. No, because that drop was massive. It was really massive. So
the question is now.
Yeah.
Do you buy Yearn or DeFi 2 or what?
Oh God. Okay. So before we get into the DeFi stuff, I actually have. I just wanted to go back to the that slide that we were sharing earlier. This one here. No. I wanted to talk really quickly about what happened with Tron, because So if you guys, if the people who are viewing don't really remember 2017 all that clearly, Tron was one of the ICO success stories, and I say success story with very heavy quotes. No, they really know how to market. And what happened last week was, they launched their version of a decentralized exchange. And if you've seen Uniswap, which is kind of the most well-known DeFi exchange right now, they made their version of that, and their version was called Just Swap because their founder is named Justin Sun. So the guy really knows how to brand his stuff, no? And what happened after they launched Just Swap was within about 24 hours, they became the #1 decentralized app on the internet. So in about 24 hours, their volume was $1.5 billion. That's it. User deposits, trading, etc. And also they nearly doubled the volume of Uniswap. In fact, if you put together all of the volume of the top 10, JustSwap was still larger than that, which is a pretty significant achievement. And that is
why is this?
He was giving some pretty crazy incentives. I mean, it's usually like that, right?
Okay.
All of these liquidity pools, that's what they're kind of called generically. They're all about incentives. So you can yield farm on Tron. In fact, what's really funny about all of this was, because we've been talking for the last couple of weeks about how Ethereum gas prices are so incredibly high. It's making everything almost impossible. You can't afford the transactions anymore. So slowly, people have been exploring other blockchains because of this. And funnily enough, one of the first big apps that explored Tron was Forsage. So Forsage is now has a very successful version of itself that is built on the Tron blockchain. So a lot of the activity, the Ponzi scheme activities of Forsage has been moved to Tron, and that has alleviated the gas prices of Ethereum a little bit. And then now you've got a pretty big exchange like JustSwap. So I don't know. I don't know where it's all going. I looked at it again. Well, it was not very high anymore. So
I was looking at Tron because of the gas prices, because Tag One runs on Ethereum, and to create an NFT, it was costing more than the actual fee that we were charging.
Right.
So I was looking at Tron because Tron, you can move those smart contracts straight across in Solidity, straight into Tron, and I'm just hoping the gas price will fall down, but they're slowly going down, but there's still too much.
So Leo in the chat is saying Tron yield farming is cheaper than ETH. Tried farming Pearl and Salmon. I don't know what those are, but these are just names to me. But I guess they copied even the style of yield farming in Ethereum, because in Ethereum it's all about food, right? So sushi, kimchi, stuff like that. And then I guess on Tron it's salmon. I guess salmon's pretty good. I like salmon. That's basically the only.
But if you're going to be lending and borrowing money, it doesn't really matter whether you're on Ethereum or Tron, as long as the values are there somewhere that can offer collateral. So I think both platforms. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on. I would argue that there's still the general concern about security. But
because Tron is very similar in terms of what you can do with the contracts, it's just a hell of a lot cheaper. So if you're doing a lot of that, moving money in and out, that costs you quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fair. I mean, if you remember that Tron is basically a carbon copy of Ethereum anyway, then all of the problems of one is going to show up in the other. In the
except
chat,
for the gas fees. Except for the gas fees.
Yeah. So in the chat, Mark Anthony is saying that there was over 1,000, I assume pesos, 1,000 pesos in fees in coins.ph. I assume that was to withdraw Ethereum. I'm not surprised, because it was just really, really expensive. I was playing around with some decentralized apps, and it cost me $40 just to register my name. And it was wow, this is a lot of money, guys.
Yeah.
So the exchange Bitstamp, they just told me the fees were rising to $37 equivalent to withdraw anything.
Yep.
So
I mean, it's things like this that made me, rethink or think again about the viability of a general purpose computing platform where everybody needs to do all the work. That's it's wild.
But Tron's changed that a little bit. So
Ethereum 2 is supposed to solve this, right?
Supposed to.
Ethereum 2, yes. Which we will probably be talking about a little bit more as they get closer and closer, but they're not quite there yet. And I don't know that it's going to be a clean transition, because if you look at the roadmap, there is going to exist, they will literally have an Ethereum token, which is the original, that one that we're using right now, and then we'll also have an ETH2 token, and that will be different. And if you let those things out in the wild, you are going to see difference in prices, and you're going to see some really weird market conditions between those two. So anyway, that's just to kind of temper everyone's expectations on that. Okay, so that's what happened with JustSwap, and I thought that was a funny little story. Okay, so let's get to the main meat of the show. So I did an AMA session for the Paxful community a couple of days ago. So it was a Thursday. We were just talking about Bitcoin trading, and then there was one guy on the chat, and he was just asking me what I thought about sushi. He meant Sushi Swap. He wasn't asking about food. He was talking about Sushi Swap. He was asking me what my opinion was. And he was telling me that because the founder of Sushi Swap is also anonymous. There is a rumor around the internet that he is actually Satoshi Nakamoto, and it's come back to create one more kind of revolutionary currency. So that was the rumor that's been going on. I told him that I did not know much about Sushi Swap, but I wouldn't put my money into anything that was that young. And anyway, literally 48 hours later, there was this massive controversy about Sushi Swap. But I'll show you this one little chat message this is the name of the creator of Sushi Swap. His name is Chef Nomi. For people who don't know who Chef Nomi is, that is a World of Warcraft character. He's a panda that likes to cook. Anyway, I guess they thought it was cute. So anyway, so in a chat, in a Discord chat, I think he was saying, I'm not gonna dump. I'm a good guy. This was August 28th, literally 12 days ago. And then just 1 week after that, this is what happened. Breaking news: anonymous founder of Sushi Swap sells all of his sushi. Who could have possibly predicted this? And then this is all these are the Ethereum records. So he actually used Uniswap and Sushi Swap to sell off his tokens, his sushi tokens, exchange them for Ether, and then he basically left with it. Now, there's a whole bunch of other information here, but I just wanted to read this one part because a lot of people were calling it an exit scam. And an exit scam is when the founder, builds up the value of a token, and then because he tends to own, quite a bit of it, he just kind of leaves the community, disappears, holding, the majority of those tokens. He'll probably exchange it for Tether or Bitcoin or something else that has a more stable value. So Chef Nomi in his Twitter account was saying, people asked if I exited scam. So actually, before I go on, I think it's ridiculous that anyone thought this guy was Satoshi Nakamoto. Like, just from the way he writes, you can tell that it's not the same person because Satoshi's English was perfect. And Chef Nomi is obviously not, like, his first language is obviously not English. So anyway, so people asked if I exited scam. I did not. I am still here. I will continue to participate in the discussion. I will help with the technical part. I will help ensure we have a successful migration. Satoshi Light did that, and Litecoin had no problem surviving. So what he's talking about here, he's talking about how Charlie Li, in 2017, liquidated all of his Litecoin. He sold it. Ironically, he sold it at the top of that was the highest that Litecoin was ever gonna get.
Yeah,
and he sold there, so he became a multi-millionaire overnight. And the reason why he did it, he was saying, was because he wanted to make it so that he has no conflict of interest when he recommends, the path that Litecoin should take. I don't know if that's hard to. I don't know if you guys
also
have any
no
thoughts on that.
skin in the game.
Right. It's kind of hard to. I don't know what the correct approach there was.
It was weird. Leading up to that point when he sold it, he was tweeting a lot about saying, Litecoin's, never gonna, not never, but like, this is pretty high price for Litecoin. Everyone, be aware. It might not be here again. Kind of hinting at that, and then he drops that by exiting. Right. So it's a bit suspicious, but
that was nice. It was nice of him to warn.
Yeah,
some warning.
He was hinting at it. At least this guy. Well, this guy didn't. Yeah.
Have any of you guys ever owned Litecoin? I owned a little bit back then.
I still hold it. Yeah.
Yeah, I experimented with it. Yeah. Sold out.
Okay. What about you, Tracy? Have you ever owned anything other than Bitcoin?
I do own right now Clayton because we wanted Clayton. It's a Korean blockchain.
Okay.
Yes.
And Tracy, you own some of my Tagcoin. Don't forget.
Yeah. Yes.
I think we might own some of that Tagcoin also. Actually,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know what happened to your coin either. So here we go.
Interesting. Okay. I just a little bit more detail about what happened with Chef Nomi. So he was actually trying to defend himself also, like what he did. So he was saying that maybe you don't think I deserve that Ether. I think my contributions justified that. I wrote the migration code. I did all the audits. I coordinated the largest LP pools ever. That's liquidity, the liquidity pools ever. I created a large community. I sprung up hundreds of LP
Hundreds
scam
of
projects.
scams. Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think
there's lots of scam projects came because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. All in 1 week. So I think just to kind of emphasize exactly what we're talking about here. So he was working really hard for 1 or 2 weeks. He made off with about $13 million. So I have to say, that's a
nice payday.
Pretty good payday. It's kind of hard to
yeah, but would you say the same thing
guy.
about Satoshi Nakamoto if he came back and said, I'm going to sell my 1 million bitcoins because I did a lot of work and look at what I've done for it, Would you have you could say, $13 million for 2 weeks work is high, but depends on the contributions he made. Because you could, if you say I did it all for free, I've got to get a payday somewhere.
That's a good question.
I think though part of it is like you have to assume that whatever they own, you're okay with when you buy in, right? Like whatever tokens they already own. So I don't see why people are pissed off about this.
I would say that they're pissed off because so a little bit more detail, I guess. No, so the money that he made off with was that's called the dev share. So when he designed the way that the incentive schemes work, there is a certain percentage of the funds that will go directly to the developers. At the time, he was the only developer, right? So what he did was because by definition, by the agreement of the community, that those funds are for the developers, he took 25% of it and then he left.
He wasn't supposed to do that, or at least the community thought that didn't intend for him to do that.
I think that the intention was that it was the budget for building SUSHI for the next several years.
Okay, then that's a little different then.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of confusing also because it doesn't seem like there were any promises made about where that money is supposed to go, but it was labeled as the dev share. So this is for the development of SushiSwap. So
that's where you've got to look at the governance of a token, so you can see that there's some controls in there that they can't do this. So if you're going to invest in something like this, have a look at the governance and see if a contract can be raided by the developers, etc. Because if it's there, it can be. It's always a temptation to move it out. But if there's governance in there that has to be voted on by the community, that's a little bit different, and you have some protection there.
I will say also that when Charlie sold his Litecoin, I think that was at the end of 5 or 6 years worth of work. So it wasn't exactly. It's quite different from when you sell it 2 weeks after you've launched the project. It's very different. But this is a different world, no? Like the time frames of the way of how these things work is just so different now. Justin, you didn't hear Mark's question, I think. So he was asking like how you would react if Satoshi Nakamoto came back and
sold his coins
and sold his bitcoins, his 1 million BTC.
So that's about $10 billion now.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice payday.
Yeah.
But would you say he's a traitor to the community or what? Or would you say that's he's done a lot? It's worth it.
I don't know what would happen. I don't know if am I coming through? I know my videos.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming through. I don't know what would happen. I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to. Wherever Satoshi is or whoever is, please stay unknown forever. Please stay unknown forever. It's the one thing that still I think differentiates a whole lot Bitcoin from any of these other projects. You don't get any of these tweets like when Vitalik tweets, everybody listens, and that influences the price, right? When this guy tweets and something happens, that influences. The one thing that you can never accuse Bitcoin of anything is being influenced by one single person.
Right.
So
I think it's a good asset also. But it's still a good question, right? So if he does show up and sells his 1 million Bitcoins, it would I wouldn't want that, but I wouldn't I wouldn't blame
Say he doesn't
him
deserve
either,
it. Yeah.
right?
Mm.
And besides, what fairer way could he have done this anyway? Right? Because people will think, oh, that's unfair. But what's a fairer way of launching the way Bitcoin did?
I mean, I
Nothing
think that it
mine,
was a
yeah.
very different world back then. Also, I think now, kasi we have a lot of different systems because we've done 11 years worth of thinking about how you would launch a new cryptocurrency, right? So these days, there's a lot of different. I think that there's actually quite a lot of arguments in the DeFi space about what the fair way to launch a product is. Where is the community going to get access to the tokens at the same time as everyone else? Blah blah blah. That's a big deal to a lot of these DeFi apps. I think that back in 2009, there was no other way because no one had ever done anything like this before. So it was a different time, and it's hard to judge anyone for decisions that they made 11 years ago. No, because
But if you wanted to cash out now, I'd say that would be a fair payday for him.
You think? Yeah, I think so.
$10 billion, and he's created, or at
An
least
industry.
this whole thing, and depending on
right?
I mean,
if you,
a monetary revolution.
If you consider CBDCs as grandchildren of Bitcoin, then he's basically reinvented money, right? So
But I mean, if he was going to sell it, I think he would never sell it. The thing is, I don't think it's ever been about whoever he is about money for Satoshi, right? So I don't think even if he wanted, he'd probably just give it to somebody, or not give it, just not have it in his possession. But I don't think he would sell it. I don't think he would sell it or cash out. I just don't see that. That doesn't seem like it's within his characteristic.
Well, look, he's had plenty of opportunity. Look,
exactly.
At 20,000, it was $20 billion, so he didn't cash out then.
Exactly.
So maybe he's waiting for the 500,000 Winklebots thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, his optimizing.
Then he'll be the richest. Then he'll be the richest man in the world. Yeah,
in history, right?
Yeah, in history. The first trillionaire.
Yeah. Gosh. Okay. In the chat, Yana is saying he believes he won't get so much after 1 week. So she's talking about Chef Nomi here. So what she's saying is because he sold last week because he believed that if he waited 1 more week, the price would not be the same. He's technically he's correct, but I think that it was his fault. It was because he sold.
The price.
Because sushi lost about 70% of its. It went from $10 to $1 overnight, so it was a 90% drop. But weirdly, it's actually started to recover, which I thought was very interesting. Because I saw someone already mention why.
So I'm gonna create my own. What should I call it?
Tag.
You've got here. It says Isao. So Ian in the chat is saying the token should be called Isao. It will make it very Philippine oriented. Balot's pretty good also.
I can see that selling here, man.
Yeah.
That was catch on.
Yeah, right. What else, you guys? What other great kare kare? I'm a fan of kare kare. That's kind of one of my favorites. It's a bit long.
So make it a Filipino thing that we're never going to leave the people in the lurch.
Yeah. So people in the chat are telling me that the Facebook Live is kind of starting and stopping. Okay. So if you guys are having a hard time watching the Facebook live stream, we are simultaneously casting on YouTube. So you please join us there also. Maybe I wonder if we should just switch to YouTube at some point, and just kind of do it formally.
Not yet, unless you can find the lucky dip, the $10.
The what? The what?
The lucky dip.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't think people come here to listen to us drone on. They want to win some money, right?
I'd like to
giving an hour of my evening here.
Yeah.
DeFi safety. Good.
Yeah.
DeFi.
So, okay, one last link for everyone, and then we can actually start wrapping up. And I want to give the floor to Tracy to talk a little bit about BlockDevs after this. So, this link, so this is defisafety.com. What it is it is a completely independent security audit. They're not doing it for money. They're literally just auditing the available information out there about each of these DeFi projects. They're obviously they can't do all of them because they're not being paid to do this, but they're trying to be as unbiased as possible. Again, like it's not perfect, but at least it's something. At least someone is trying to do something independently. You can see here that if you are a 100%, if you score 100%, it means that you are a very secure DeFi app. There's nothing here that's 100%.
Sushi is 19%.
Sushi is 19%.
Is this just technologically like smart contract?
They are auditing the smart contract, the white paper, the web presence. I think that might be it. I'm not sure about other things like that. So it's a lot of work, no? Because like with the web presence, because think about it, the web presence is where you're actually bringing the money in, no? So if the website looks like there's something fishy about it, then you have to take that into account. You can't just send your yeah, I mean, anyway, so especially with a swap, with the atomic swap exchanges, because the web interface really matters. So yeah, as you can see here, no one really scores 100%, but
Compound's the closest one, yeah. Compound up
so
88.
The ones that we know of, synthetics actually. Synthetics is 96%.
Is it? Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the ones that are most popular, at least, are pretty high up. But if you guys are unsure, I mean, at least give this a look, right? At least just
what's the website?
Yes, defisafety.com. So just spend a few minutes looking at it. It doesn't hurt you to before you convert your Ether and buy this stuff. At least give this stuff a look first. You know what's really funny? Sushi is 19%. It's lower than Yam Finance, and Yam Finance was the one that they had to take down because it was permanently disabled. It was completely broken.
But what last week was Defi Safety put Sushi up high, and if there's a historical graph behind it, it'd be good.
I saw this before the Sushi controversy, so I took the screenshot back then actually.
So it was already low.
So it was already low, and then it got even worse.
Good.
So yeah, that's kind of sad. Michael is saying both live streams are fine for me in Baguio with PLDT. PLDT unfortunately blocks Pornhub and xvideos.com.
Yeah.
FYI. But at least your Facebook live stream is okay. Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, okay. So that's most of what we had for today. I wanted to give Tracy the floor now to tell us a little bit about BlockDevs Asia, what you guys are doing over there, and then tell us what you guys have planned. So maybe start with what was BlockDevs Asia before the lockdown, Tracy? Yeah.
The lockdown. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Luis. So BlockDevs Asia is a nonprofit organization that mainly organizes meetups for developers. We wanted to upscale our talent pool, specifically in blockchain development. So we want Filipinos to have edge in blockchain development. That's why we do meetups, and then we also partner with people abroad like Korea and other countries as well, Singapore. So we are all developers. The board of trustees are all developers, except for Attorney Raf. And then we're all working on our own blockchain projects, although the other guys are more deeply involved than me. So, and then we do a lot of dev meetups where we coach. Where we actually code.
What kind of give us an example of what your meetups were like before? Like, were they hackathons, or was it more parang hands? Was it more like a workshop?
We organize actually hackathons, and then we do on a regular basis. We do hands-on meetup. that's about for an hour or two. Most 3 at the most. And then every year we organize one major hackathon, which we did over the past 2 years. And then and then lockdown. We were supposed to have another hackathon this year by June, but it did not happen because of the lockdown.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us what are your plans for this coming? Like, are you going to start doing everything virtually? What are you thinking about now?
So yes, we've been all busy, and then right now we're trying to revive the community. So what we thought about is we actually start a talk show that's dedicated for blockchain developers. It's more geared towards the technical side. Like, for example, you were talking about SUSHI and the exit scam. So maybe in our show we can talk about how did
how to build an exit scam.
Well,
that wasn't the point we were trying to come across with.
No, I guess not. Sorry.
Sorry. In the background, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so the format of the show will be we'll pick a topic and then we will talk about it, and then it's a very simple format, topic and then Q&A. So
that's the show that I was on. Is that the one that you interviewed me about non-fungible tokens and stuff? Or was that different?
The show that you were on is a virtual hackathon, virtual hands-on. So
okay, all right, bit different.
This one's going to be a little bit different, but it's still technical talk. So it's for developers.
So
what do you focus on? Like, is it Ethereum mostly?
Right now, we're blockchain agnostic, by the way. But since DeFi is mostly becoming popular, and that's what my co-trustees are working on right now. For example, Chris is working on Polkadot, and also some of the DeFi projects. So he can pick a topic related to that and deep dive into the technical stuff of it. And then Caspar is working on projects that involves other blockchains like IUST, which is Chinese blockchain, and also Null's blockchain. So yes,
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so things like that you would know.
Tracy, are you doing anything with layer 2 blockchains? Anything
right now? No.
Like Lightning. Do you mean like Lightning? What are you talking about?
No, like DK Sync, or is it a ZK Sync, or Loop Ring, layer 2 for Ethereum, stuff like that.
Okay.
Is that like Raiden or?
No, it's just basically layer 2, which allows you to move it off the main chain and then move it around.
These are weird words.
So it is a blockchain. Okay. It's not a secondary blockchain. Not a side chain.
It is a side chain.
Side chain.
So like OMG, that's a side chain to move money off chain, so you can move it around. For Ethereum, yeah.
For Ethereum.
But so it's just a lot cheaper.
Doesn't have a blockchain.
No, yeah. It's not the same.
Okay.
If we get into side chains and state chains, then we're into deep territory. But that's the kind of thing you would have on your show, right, Tracy?
Yes. So I would like to invite everybody. Our first show is going to be on September 10.
That's 2 days from now. Okay. Wow. Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Well, if you want me on there, then I can get more technical, because I can't really talk technical here, because people get nosebleed or get blurred eyes, glazed over.
Well, this show is for talking about big picture things, like whether or not the porn industry is embracing cryptocurrencies. That's what we do on the
I know, but I like to get into the technical stuff because I'm a tech guy. So can I be on your show, Tracy?
Of course, we would love to have you.
This guy, it's like he's ready to jump ship. It's like he's
I
heard about the show 10 minutes ago. Okay, Tracy, please let us know. Actually, we'd love for you to come back. Maybe in the next episode, tell us what happened with your, with your event. and stuff like that. Like I think a big part of what we always wanted to do was, other than talk about the crypto news, we also want to, like, if there's local stuff that's going on that needs to be maybe emphasized a little bit more or amplified, like, we're happy to do that here. So you're welcome to come back, and maybe what you can do is do like the 5-minute layman's version of what you guys were teaching in your actual full-length class.
Sure,
I think that would be pretty fun, because it'll give us a little bit more of a technical angle. And I think that recently, because the only technical thing we do now is kind of put Fibonacci things on top of charts. That's about the extent of our technical knowledge right now. So it'd be cool for you to do something like that, I think.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much.
Cool. Sige, so September 10th, that is on Thursday, 5 p.m. Where do they find you?
Zoom. They can go to our Facebook page and also to our Telegram group. Are you in? Maybe I'll add you in the Telegram group as well.
Yeah. So it's facebook.com. Is it /BlockDevs?
Asia. Yes.
Okay. Yes. So again, that's fb.com/BlockDevs Asia. Yes. Do they need to sign up, or can they just like show up?
They can join the Zoom link.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so you're just gonna announce it on the day itself. Okay. Be careful with your Zoom security. We learned that.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll gate crash it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Sige. Anyone else doing anything interesting this week? I know, Mark, you're just kind of house sitting now. So what about you guys? What about you guys? Justin, Ramon, you got anything going on the rest of this week?
What is it? September, isn't it? No.
Yes, it is still September. Yeah.
No, besides work. No.
Okay. Okay. So, what about you, Mark? Are you anything? Anything?
Yeah, I just want to buy some Bitcoin. I want to buy some Bitcoin.
Right.
Okay,
right. Yeah, I've been stacking a little bit too. So trying to get better at stacking smaller and more often.
Smaller knives. Smaller knives. Okay.
Buying as many knives as I can. That's what I'm doing.
Wow.
Hands are still good, everyone. Yeah.
Okay. All right. No one is that bloody yet, apparently. That's good. That's good news. That's good news. Okay. So let's do our little giveaway now.
Show me the money.
Show you the money. I'll show you the money.
So I don't get to
here we
win
go.
it. But...
Yeah, you're right. Jason Chu, buy Bitcoin. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just don't buy too much of it. But yeah, we're trying really hard. Okay, here we go. Drum roll. Oh no.
What?
Oh, my drum roll's not working. Oh, God. Anyway, okay. Our first winner, Cha Villagracia. Welcome. Congratulations. I think you're a first timer. So congratulations. We like it when first timers win. Because we can't keep just announcing Israel's name over and over again.
And telling him he doesn't win.
Right. Okay. And so we're gonna do one more. So chat, you've won 20 Tether. I will get in touch with you at the end of after the show is done, and then I will get your Tether address from you. Okay, one more winner. Sorry, I don't have the audio. I don't know what's wrong with my app. It's suddenly not giving my drum. There you go. Drum roll. And another new name. Rome you.
Great.
Okay. Rome, thank you for watching. Congratulations. So I'll be in touch in a little while.
So this is on Ethereum, right?
Sorry? This is what?
Yeah, it's on Ethereum. Will the gas fees be higher than the actual price?
The gas fees have gone down quite a bit since Tron mercifully started taking some of the other apps away.
Okay. How nice
so actually,
of them.
Yeah, I know Justin's son actually did us a favor.
Yeah,
so they've gone down. Yeah, sorry guys, no drum roll. I feel really crappy. That was my only job, but I don't know what happened there. Anyway, so yeah, don't worry about the gas fees. It's actually gone a little bit lower, and because we're sending it out from our Binance account, the Binance fees are subsidized partially, so it's not as bad. Anyway, so BJ is saying congrats to Mayo. Is that Rome? Oh yeah, I guess it must be. Okay, cool. Okay, final words, everyone. Mark Vernon, where can people find more of you?
Tagcash and tagcash.com and tagbond.com. And someone was asking me what's the usage of Tagcash, and basically it's a competition to pay my Gcash and points. And it will be Europe and Philippines, so you can send money back and forth. And then Tagbond is non-custodial, so you can basically not let us handle your crypto, and we'll give you usage for using it. Anyway, or Telegram at Mark Vernon.
Okay, so you're definitely back on Telegram now.
I'm on Telegram. Yeah, no scamming. No, I haven't been scammed or anything since last time.
Good. That's good to hear. Good to hear.
Good to hear. Yeah.
Tracy Li, thank you so much for joining us. Please join us again next week so you can tell us about what's going on with your event. Where can people find more of you and your organization online? Just to remind everyone.
Thank you. Yes. They can go to our website, BlockDevs.Asia, and they can go to our Facebook page, which is Facebook/BlockDevs Asia, and they can join our Telegram group, which is BlockDevs Asia.
Thanks so much, Tracy. Hope to see you again next week if you have time. Justin, not son David.
Yeah, no, not son, please. Or wouldn't mind. Yeah, good old Justin's son.
Yeah, the dude did make some money last week, so you know, unlike most of us. So, you want to take us out?
Yeah, check us out on Bloom.Solutions, guys, for any of your crypto remittance or domestic payout needs.
Thank you so much, everyone. So this was kind of nice. There was 5-6 people on the panel. Kind of works a little bit better, no? And there's
15
people.
minutes to spare.
Yeah, I know. Wow. Yeah, but I was also kind of, I'm also really hungry. So I gotta. Okay.
I've been searching Food Panda since like 10 minutes ago.
It's because we keep talking about sushi. That's why.
Hungry.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back Tuesday, same time, same channel, 6:30 p.m. Again, please send us your questions or feedback, and we'll catch you all next week. Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Ending.